Hi friends, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about all the positive things for having one child only. Whether you have decided that you're only going to have one child, or you might be physically unable to, or for one reason or another, or you're like me, you've had so many miscarriages that it's like, is it only going to be just the one and done? I wanted to put something together that is only positive and looks at the good reasons why you will only have one child, and this is my video for it. I've come up with lots and lots of things that is fantastic and I can't wait to share them with you. Before I do though, I am Alina Ghost and I do daily mum shorts. I also do 2 long form videos a week, some of which are like get it all done with me's, clean with me's, mum hacks and videos like this. So do subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. So thanks so much for sticking around, and let's get to the great reasons why to have only one kid. First and foremost, and I don't know about you guys, but we love to travel. So we like to go on holiday and we like to go to our caravan, so our granddad's caravan basically, which is 2 or 3 hours away. The long and short of it is the fact that we go as a family, and it's so much easier to go with one child compared to lots and lots of children. So not only do I have one child, but I also have a dog, so I include him as a child sometimes too. But what I'm saying is that it's much easier to organize yourself, pack everything, have a think about what you need to bring, whether it's staycations, whether it's holidays abroad. It's so much easier to do with one child, especially when they're not so little. Like, you usually have to take so many nappies, you know, you have to make sure that you're thinking about what they're going to need ahead. So for example, like if you're formula feeding, then you need to make sure that you've got enough formula feeds to take with you, you know, that kind of stuff. So it does get easier when they're a little bit older. So my son is currently 4 years old and he's so much easier to travel with now. It's also great knowing that I only have to focus on him. Like, what toys does he like? What does he want to play with when we're out there? What kind of clothes do I need to put in his suitcase? Whether it's PJs, you know, outfits, going out outfits, you know, and shoes as well. So basically it's just so much easier to sort out yourself and a child too. Like, let's face it, most of the mums sort out everything else. So the husband usually sorts himself out and then the mum sorts everything else out. I don't mean to generalize, but ultimately I'm the one who sorts out myself and my son as well. So that's what I'm saying about sorting out his suitcase, what he's taking with him, like, you know, the snacks to pack. And this is just like in terms of capacity, how much are you able to fit in the car, especially if you're going to a staycation, caravan, you know, centre parks and things like that. So basically, it's so much easier to travel with one child. Talking about holidays and days out and going out as a family, ultimately entertainment and family days out are so much more affordable, not cheaper, but they're affordable because they're for less amount of people and therefore you don't have to spend as much. Not only is there that cost aspect, which I will go into later, but it's also about you catering to one particular age. So the fact that you've got one child, so I've got one 4-year-old and I can cater the whole entertainment of the summer months to just his age range. Like, what is he going to like? Is it age appropriate? And because he's 4 years old, I've got things lined up for his specific age range, knowing that he's going to absolutely love it during that time. I don't have basically someone who's 10 years old that I have to think about, who might not be interested in things like soft play, you know, and someone who's a little child or a little baby who won't be interested in anything in particular as well. Yeah, I'll have to carry that child anyway, you know. So I'm thinking about the one child, you've got the one 4-year-old, and therefore I know that he's going to absolutely love anything that we do. As I've mentioned money already, I thought it was appropriate to mention the money aspect. So not only are days out, family holidays are cheaper or more affordable because you've only got the one child to cater for, but also think about like clubs. So he goes to football club, he does a language school during the weekend, which I think is very important and I sort of feel like I have to pay for. But then there's other things like food. I need to make sure that there's enough food in the fridge, and there should be enough for us 3 rather than if it was 4 or 5. So from a money aspect, it's always a lot more affordable only having one child, especially in this day and age where cost of living crisis is just going up and up, and it's making so many family lives unaffordable and a struggle. So on the opposite scale, if you only have one, you could still be a parent, love it, and also find that you can afford those luxuries at the end of the day. Talking about money, cost of living crisis, and all of those things, ultimately what I find comforting is the fact that my son will get our wealth at the end of the day. So he is the one who will be the heir to basically our house. So hopefully we'll pay off our mortgage before I die, you know, and things that we have as assets will go to him. And that's nice knowing that in this cost of living crisis, that if in the future he's unable to buy a property himself, that this property should go to him. Let's talk about energy. So have you got the energy for lots and lots of children? And as you get older, people say that you've got less and less energy to basically provide for extra children, because they are energetic, especially my son, who does not stop moving. So I am able to give my 100% energy that I've got right now. I'm 34 years old, I'm full of life and energy, and I am willing to jump on the trampoline with him every single day. I'm willing to run around with him and the dog in the garden, you know, and enjoy ourselves that way, give my energy to actually play with him. And it's great knowing that this one child, my amazing little miracle, is going to absolutely love my energy and time that I'm putting in with him. So let's talk about time as well. So time is another positive aspect to having one child, especially as a career mum. I work full time as well as mum or mother. So basically it's very important for me to have time to spend with my child. I want to make sure that I put some time away to make sure that I'm having loads of fun with him, but not only that, but also teaching him. I also teach him another language. I teach him Russian to make sure that he knows his far distant heritage, you know, to give him also the opportunities in life of like a translator and stuff, but that's a completely different subject. But what I'm trying to say is that I want to give him my time and energy, not only from a like I'm gonna have fun with you perspective, but also nurturing perspective, to teach him things that I wish I knew at his age. You know, when he's a teenager, I want to teach him more about the financial aspects of like getting a mortgage and what interest rates are, things that we should be learning in school, you know, things like that. But the fact that I've got the time to give to him fully at the same time as be myself and be a career woman and enjoy my work, it's an amazing balance to have, to be able to provide for him and also be myself. So talking about academics and learning and everything like that, so there has been studies that one or single children are likely to do just as well, if not better, than their peers who have siblings. So they say that like when you've got the one child, they're more likely to like be people pleasers or want to do well in studying and basically in academically, but also means that like my time, his parents' time, we're able to provide for him a little bit better. I would also say that because you've got the money to spend on the one child, you can actually afford the tuition to get like private lessons and things like that for this one child as well. So I'm not surprised that there has been suggestions that one child in the family actually means doing better academically. So my hope for the future is the fact that my son does really well academically, even though he's so sporty and absolutely loves being active as well. So there has been a suggestion that because you've only got the one child, they don't have to compete with their siblings, and therefore there's no like self-esteem issues or, you know, anxieties, or like that cry for attention where they're constantly doing naughty things in order to get your attention, because obviously there's one or two or more of the kids. So when there's only one child, the attention always goes on them. And whether it's a myth or not about spoiling, I don't think it is. I think it's parenting styles and potentially the personality of the child as well. It's how you approach things, and like you don't spoil them with attention. You give them as much attention as you can, but at the same time you teach them the boundaries of what's right and wrong as well. Like you can't go like, and ask attention all the time when somebody's speaking. You know, it's about teaching them the boundaries and respect and things like that, in my opinion. But I'd love to know what you guys think as well down below in the comments. So self-entertainment and being comfortable in your own company is also very important for me. So I would say that because you've got the one child, they are so used to being on their own, playing on their own, being creative themselves, and figuring out or being creative in ways that they figure out like what kind of toys to play with and what kind of games to play. You know, role play and things is always in their mind. They don't have to like have someone else to tell them what to do, that kind of stuff. So I've seen this in my nieces. I've got 2 nieces, so one of them's coming up to 10, the other one's 7. So I always found that the older one is able to like provide with like, this is the idea, this is the game that we're playing, whereas the little one is like lost, especially when her sister isn't around. And this is something that my sister said about the little one, is the fact that when she is alone, she starts sulking. She doesn't know what to play or what to do on her own because she's so used to having her older sister around and playing with her. So the fact that I've only got one child, he's able to be on his own, be comfortable in his own company, and basically self-entertain. And I found that as he's older, or getting older, now that he's 4, he's able to play on his own a lot better and for longer periods of time as well. This one's a really interesting one for me. I spotted it when I was looking at a Facebook group, just a mum's one, and basically somebody commented about like the one and done kid and what people recommend, like have they got any experience. And there's been loads of comments about some people saying they and their siblings are doing fantastically well. Some of them saying, I don't speak to my siblings anymore. And then there's people as well who are the one and done child, who are the solo child, basically commenting and saying that where they could have had sibling relationships and friendships, they've actually sought out friends and friendships outside of the family, and they have such close-knit relationships there that they would actually say that they wouldn't change that for the world. I found that really interesting, and I love the fact that the idea is like you're not missing out if you don't have a sibling, because ultimately you're going to have really good friends throughout your lifetime to fill that gap, if potentially there ever was one. We are basically humans who love friendships, who create social networking, you know. So it's a matter of like, no matter whether you are alone, you need to be comfortable to be alone in order to create friendships elsewhere, whether it's siblings or not, whether it's outside of the family. It doesn't matter, as long as you are able to basically create those relationships and those friendships. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whether it's family or not. So I love that idea, the fact that you can create those relationships and friendships and really enjoy life either way. And talking about friendships and relationships, I was told that especially when there's only one child, they create really special bonds with their parents. And like I was told very early on when I was having a boy, that boys have a very close relationship to their mum. So I am super grateful to be my little boy's best friend. So let's see if that continues on when he's a teenager as well. But I'm very grateful for these young years, and I'm very much enjoying his time and soul energy that I'm able to provide to him this whole time. Last but not least, ultimately having one child is environmentally friendly. Although I would question the fact that if that was one of your biggest factors in life about being environmentally friendly, why you're having kids at all. However, if you've got the one child, only having one means like spending less resources or like wasting less resources, because let's face it, kids even brushing their teeth waste loads of water. They could waste loads on the toothpaste. Having only one child, especially if you don't do like cloth nappies, would mean less landfill, you know, that kind of stuff. So basically having only one means that you can enjoy being a parent and at the same time be friendly to the environment, which we are currently as humans all are polluting, whether it's with plastic, whether it's with the oils and air that we're basically putting into the atmosphere. So I'm getting very philosophical here. which I didn't mean to, but I hope that you enjoyed the gist of this video. The fact that it's keeping very positive about having only one child. I absolutely love my son. I think he's a miracle child. I would absolutely love to see him thrive both academically and in sports, because I know how active he is, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. So thank you so much for watching. I'd love any other ideas and positive thoughts and ideas around why only having one kid is amazing, so do make sure to comment down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.